Hello, and welcome to a self-worth edition of the Drywall Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Harmon. With us today on the Drywall Podcast, Matt Balukas of Balukas and Son Drywall out of Berwick, Maine. Matt and I dive into how he came to own his own business after getting treated unfairly by a couple of unruly bosses.
I said, no, I can't wait to not have to deal with this shit. Like, I was upset. And he said, you know what? You don't have to. You're good. I don't need you. And I said, okay. So that car ride home, I had a job 10 minutes later for $7 more an hour. So I went over there, and I was there for a year and a half, or a year and a quarter, maybe. And about a year in, I started hinting at, we should reevaluate the money, and he blew it off.
And you were working hourly. You were working hourly for X Drywall too. Matt and I dig deep when it comes to fairness on the job. We also talk about learning the bazooka and also getting clean. The Drywall Podcast is brought to you today exclusively by Fresco Harmony. Fresco Harmony, making walls better since 2004. If you have questions about Fresco Harmony, the Drywall Podcast, or anything, you can email me directly at info@frescoharmony.com. But for now, Matt Balukas, Baluka and Son Drywall. Let's get into it. This has happened one other time. I hit pause because you were on like 5 minutes, but damn it, that was all gold, dude.
It was. We can do that again.
We could probably bust that again.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We've got Matt
That
Balukas.
was gold too.
We've got Matt Balukas. I know, it was so intense and it was so good. Matt and I just finished talking for maybe about 20 minutes, but some serious gold stuff about how he's about sort of how he finding self-worth. Finding self-worth might be a better title than planting the seeds. So Matt Balukas out of Berwick, Maine, and a younger person in the drywall industry. We're just going to start it over. We'll just start doing it.
Yeah. I may have to take your lead, but let me plug in my charger here. Let's do
That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, man, when you're heading south.
Yeah.
Damn you. Computer. And I never do that too. So you were like, oh, give me 5 more minutes. And so I hit pause.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to hit it again and I started back up. But it is what it is. I see you got the vape there. Have you been vaping for quite a while?
About a year and a half. I stopped smoking cigarettes.
Right. That's generally the segue.
Yeah.
And you like the vape like better than gum or lozenges or something like that?
No. So when I was a kid, I used to chew gum all the time. And that's what I got to go back to.
My wife's been on the gum for like 8 years. It's not as annoying as the cigarettes, like way less, but it's still pretty annoying.
Yeah,
because she chews it, man, and that stuff is not cheap. She probably goes through $150 a week.
Yeah, hey, it's better than smoking.
All right, so I want to start a little different though. We'll change directions and we'll go back to what we were talking about because that's gold, and I won't forget. You were going around and picking up your guys. Now we started this interview. This is something I was thinking about. We started this interview. It's 11-ish, 12-ish there now. You're 2 hours ahead of me.
12:17. Yeah.
You're starting your day, and no shame. Like no judgment here. Are you starting your day at 11 o'clock? Am I getting that right? Or 11:30?
Oh, no. Nope. So that was
okay. Because I was like, you're starting kind of late, dude.
No. That was my third job.
Even by my standards, I'm like a 9. Jack's a prima donna. We go from like 9 to 3. And I'm like, that's bad. But starting at 11:30, that's unheard of.
My guy starts at like 9.
Okay.
And that's too late for me. You know, I'm like 7 is like when you're supposed to start. I grew up working for the old timers, you know, like you're there at
Yeah.
7, you leave when it's done. You
Well,
don't
you're
leave
there
like,
at 6:30 and you sit and drink coffee for 30 minutes. Like that was the
Yeah.
school I went to. Like those guys were
Yeah.
weird. I was showing up at like, 6:59 and like, why the hell would I get here a half hour early? You guys are nuts.
Yeah. Or I was always like 7:10, 7:15 back then, and they hated it. But
Yeah.
hey,
Oh yeah. No,
I was always there.
in the union,
You know?
they want you there 15 minutes early because like, what if there's traffic? Like they don't mess around. So that was the school I came up in. But now let's also talk about you're picking up these guys. Tell me a little bit about that, because that's like kind of next level. There's probably a lot of bosses.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
There's probably a lot of bosses out there that are like, dude, if you have to pick up the guy, they need to like figure it out. So tell me a little bit about your justification for doing that.
Okay. Well, there's so much work, and there's no drywallers that have their license. First of all, have their license or show up. This guy that I'm picking up, I mean, not that I haven't picked up other guys, but this guy that I'm picking up, honestly, when I was 18 years old, he was 16 years old working on the jobs with me. He usually has his license, you know, he's, for whatever reason, he doesn't right now. So I'm just helping him hopefully close that gap.
How long have you been? How long have you been picking him up?
About a month and a half.
Okay, so he's showing promise. Like because I
picked
up guys. I picked up guys like once, and then like they don't show up again. I'm like, dude, I picked you.
No. This is my guy. He
okay. You can listen to this entire podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and the full interview will be available this coming Friday on all of those platforms. Special thanks to Matt Balukas for being on the Drywall Podcast today. I appreciate your time. You can catch the Drywall Podcast every Friday with a fresh, new drywall master. The Drywall Podcast was brought to you today by Fresco Harmony. Fresco Harmony, making walls better since 2004. Thank you so much for joining the Drywall Podcast today. If you have questions about the podcast, about Fresco Harmony, or a question for me, you can email me directly at info@frescoharmony.com. And also check out the website, www.frescoharmony.com. Until next time, keep drywalling.